Hey there, welcome back to Ms. Law's Library. Today we're heading back over to Africa, to North Africa, to Morocco. Um, so first I want to show you what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about Moroccan cooking today, and this cooking pot called a tagine. So both the pot itself and the dish which is cooked in it is known as a tagine. So if you look up tagine, which is Tagine online, you will find it referring to mainly the stew which is made in it, but the stew gets its name from the cooking pot that it's made in. So let's talk a little bit about this pot. And this one is a miniature pot. It's a tourist item that you could pick up, not really made for cooking in because it is glazed with enamel. So it would be mainly for serving dishes or just for having as a tourist souvenir. So it is a conical, as you can see. It is cone shaped, and that is practical. It helps with the cooking, besides the fact that it looks pretty cool. And historically, it's used by the North African nomads, the Berbers, as a portable oven. So in that way, it's kind of like a camp stove. And the top and the bottom, when you're cooking over a low flame, it simmers the food, keeps it nice and moist, and really makes the spice spread throughout the dish, the stew that you make in the tagine. And when you put the top and the bottom on over the low heat, it makes the steam rise, but then it comes back down, cooking the food, and it helps to create what we might use a Dutch oven for. So we don't really use this here in the States, but we do have a similar type of dish to cooking called a Dutch oven, which does the same thing, kind of like a casserole dish. So this dish, when you first get it, it must be seasoned like a cast iron pan. So you have to treat it before you use it to get some of the clay taste out of there. But a lot of people like the earthy taste that it gives to the food, the earthy flavor. And when you make food in the tagine, you have a big tagine, much bigger than this, maybe 3 times the size of this little one. And so what happens is that you place the food on the table, and then it is eaten communally out of the tagine with some Moroccan bread. That might remind you of maybe some other cultures or foods that you've eaten. It reminds me of Ethiopian food, which is one of my favorite foods. So let's talk a little bit about the dish that's made in here, the stew. It's made in here with any number of meats. It could be fish, lamb, beef, chicken. You can even do a veggie one. And onions and garlic are often used. Veggies. So what kind of veggies are we talking about? Are we making it with broccoli or zucchini? No. The types of veggies that they would use in their tagine would be chickpeas, carrots, potatoes, sweet potatoes, some really ground root vegetables, starchy vegetables, and spices, salt and pepper, universal, ginger, paprika, and some that we mentioned last week with our Indian spice chest that we looked at, cumin and turmeric. They also use saffron. Saffron happens to be the most expensive spice by weight in the world. It's little yellow parts of a flower, and it's extremely kind of like we were talking about before with the Phoenicians, if you remember, the murex. The murex makes the purple dye, but it takes a lot of murex to make this purple dye. And the same way, it takes a lot of stems of this plant in order to make the saffron. So also cayenne they use as a pepper. Sometimes they put in there fruit and nuts as well. My favorite, in fact, is chicken and apricot tagine. I highly recommend it. And you can even buy a tagine on Walmart.com. So Amazon.com, Walmart.com. I also have another souvenir tagine over here. Both of these are brought by my mother from Morocco. when she went to Morocco. This one is used for cosmetics, for keeping cosmetics in. This one is used for lipstick. So you could have like a lipstick paste in there and use some water and then make lipstick when you wanted to use it. So it's very little and cute. They are made of earthenware. So thanks for stopping by. Leave comments if you like this piece. Bye.